are live. Hopefully, everything is going good. Let's double check. Make sure Rumble is running. Because I already checked YouTube. YouTube's running good.
God darn it. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Loud and clear.
All right, we'll go
Sweet.
ahead.
Now I just
Start
can't find
off.
my damn Bluetooth because I was going to try to use my Bluetooth thingamagoober or whatever. The thing you stick in your damn ear. But I think I gave it to Logan. Oh, well, whatever. So, oh, it
all
is?
good. Hey, son. Zachary is in the house. So, well, he is on Crazy Horse's channel. So, yeah, there he is. All right. Everybody, welcome to your welcome to the regularly scheduled Fireside Chat on Wednesdays. I hope everybody enjoyed yesterday's deep dive into the Maduro yoinkening. And yes, your aunt is here right now. Zachary says hi, Auntie, to you, Laura Jane.
Hey, sweetheart.
All right. We're going to start out tonight's quick rundown. We're going to be talking about the animal rights updates that we've got. We've got two. We've got Troopers Law being passed in Florida, where you cannot abandon your animals and pets during natural emergencies or any kind of emergency. You just can't abandon them there.
Well, you shouldn't be abandoning your pets, period.
Well,
you shouldn't be abandoning your pants either.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I'd rather people abandon their pants than pets. Sorry, I'm doing like a billion things at once.
All right. We also have an update about Trump's executive order banning the cruel and unusual medical testing that used animals. Then after that, we've got a Nintendo update. We've got an update coming out of Lucasfilm. Then we have a story about the PlayStation 5's root key getting leaked. And we will end the show talking about how the Hilton hotels have decided to cut all ties with all of their affiliates in the state of Minnesota. So that is what we will be doing today. And before we get that started, we will introduce everybody. Hey, Shrubby. Hey, Marcelo. All right. First off, we will start with introducing Wavo. How are you doing, Wavo?
I am better today than I was over the weekend.
Well, that's always
Suffice it to say, my 2026 did not get off to a very good start.
That's right. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. We're all praying for you, though, to get better.
Sending prayers. I'm just excited I didn't break a bone this year. For the past 3 years, I brought in the new year breaking a bone.
Yeah. Okay. Then we
I've never.
Mouse.
Do what?
This is Mr. Mouse. He is here. Hold on, let me make him big.
I am here.
Charged.
All right.
He's a very dear friend of mine.
Yep.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Now we have Crazy Horse and Alice.
Hey.
And there we go. There's Alice's avatar. Now we have Casey from Casey's Creepy Creations. Tell everybody hi, Casey.
Greetings, all. I feel about the way Waravo did. I think my 2026 just hit a tombstone.
Very true. All right, and then we have our rabid spider monkey, my little sister Laura Jane.
I'm a whopping 5'1" and 90 pounds of evil.
Tell the truth.
Where have you been all my life?
Wow.
All right.
Well, you have to ask my husband that. We celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary yesterday, but he's put up with me. He's put up with me for the past 33 plus years.
Well,
bless his heart. He needs a parade.
Congratulations.
I'll just say he's a lucky person.
Well,
I don't know. Ask him that.
All right, maybe someday it will.
They also share their wedding anniversary with my grandparents.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
neat.
Grandmommy and granddaddy's wedding anniversary. We got married like in the same church, the same day. We got married the same church that our parents got married in.
Oh, yeah. And the funny thing is, Laura Jane actually made my dad get both a haircut and shave his beard because she did not want Santa Claus escorting her down the aisle. So Dad,
That was my day. I wanted my daddy, not everybody else's daddy.
We'll go ahead and get this no problem.
So yes, Dad ended up shaving off his beard and cut his hair. It was almost the same haircut he had when he was in the Army.
Yeah.
And I
still the haircut and the clean shave he had that I remember while we were growing up.
Yep, because Dad didn't grow his beard out until he started doing
Santa cover.
Claus. And because Dad used to dress. Cosplay is a really big thing nowadays. Mom and Dad would do DJ work and doing costume parties and stuff. Mama would dress up as Elvira, and Dad would dress up as Benny Hill. And people actually thought they were identical to Benny Hill and Elvira. It was.
Remember the year I dressed up as Minnie Elvira?
Yes. Hey, Suzanne. But yeah, it was pretty funny. We've still got all that equipment here to do the DJ work. Nobody here can do it. But yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start out with our two animal stories. That way, Laura Jane, if she's got to bow out, she can.
Yeah, look, these kids think they got to eat every goddamn day. So does my husband.
Well, so does the animals, man.
Well, I don't mind feeding them.
It's almost like we die if we didn't eat.
Yes.
Well, see, look, they're all old enough; they can fend for themselves. My critters can't. They can't go open their food thingy and get it themselves.
There ain't nothing
They
like
don't got
Mama's
thumbs.
cooking.
I mean,
Yep,
that's no lie. That's no
But
lie.
anyway, okay, we're going to start out with the passage of Troopers Law there in Florida. Now, for those who don't know what Troopers Law is about, the hurricane that went through there, I can't remember if it was a highway patrolman, but it was a law enforcement officer who found a dog that was still on its chain about to drown. And so the people got really upset about it, and they passed a law, and DeSantis signed it into law, and it went into effect on the 1st. So go for it, Laura Jane. Tell us about Troopers Law. You said you researched it for us.
I did. So if you leave your animal behind, especially now, if you leave it behind. Now, if it's let loose, etc. But if it's microchip and they find you, you'll get charged.
Yes.
That's about the biggest way they can find you, unless your critter's chained up. It's kind of that's a given. But if you abandon your animal during anything or any kind of catastrophic whatever, you can be charged for animal neglect and abuse and all this other stuff, just like you would a child. But I don't know if you'll be charged with a felon. That part I need to dig deeper in. But regardless, you are a poor son of a bitch human being if you abandon your pet in any way, shape, or form. I don't care if there's a catastrophe. Honey, my critters go with me wherever I go, and I've got a husky, I got a wolf, a squirrel, and a rabbit. Imagine all that in one vehicle.
Now, before y'all say anything, I'm going to warn you now. Of all the animals she just named, the most dangerous one
is the squirrel.
And well, It's the squirrel, unless the rabbit has gotten its hands back on the switchblade it stole.
Or if he goes longer than it seems like I have to literally feed him every 6 hours. If we don't feed him every 6 hours and I'm late 1 minute, oh, he's a little asshole.
Yep.
Little
Now-
feisty thing.
Do you know if Troopers Law was finally able to deal with the fact? I know one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people have had to, it's not that they want to abandon their animals during these disasters. It's the fact that if they show up at a shelter, the shelter won't let them in with their pets. Do you know if Troopers Law was able to deal with that?
That part I don't know, but I know like a lot of like rescues and shelters. If you say you're trying to go save you and your family, and the place you're going to, well, first of all, the place I'm going to better be able to allow pets, because if not, I know how to sleep in a tent. Okay, but anyways, if you take your animal to the shelter or to a rescue that's like a hurricane safe, or safe from the hurricane, they're not supposed to turn you away. They're supposed to be able to house it, but you have to sign a contract or something like that. There's like legalese paperwork that you have to go through. Pretty much saying, I'm coming back to get my critter as soon as it's done, where we're going to get safe refuge, does not allow pets. I need somewhere safe for my pet.
Yeah. Because that's the one thing that really gets to me, is because I've got friends of mine that were active duty National Guard, and one of their jobs was setting up the FEMA shelter camps, and that's one of the things they're not. I know FEMA will not let you show up armed or with a pet.
Nope. And that's when me and FEMA going to fight.
Because I know the FEMA guys gave. I can't remember who it was. The person was disabled with a service animal.
No, that's bullshit. That's service animal.
They wouldn't allow the service. They kept saying they weren't going to allow the service animal in with the disabled person, which caused all kinds of crazy shit. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm hoping that's what Troopers Law is finally fixed, because I know people that have fled from hurricanes and things of this nature that showed up at the various refugee centers and camps, and they're not allowed in, all because they've got a service animal or a pet,
or just a pet.
And it really is one of those things of like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Now, the other news story animal update we've got is the Trump executive order about the testing. All right. Now, this is something I have to admit, I totally agree with Laura Jane on. We shouldn't be using animals for medical testing.
Look, all the motherfuckers we have on death row, they're going to die any damn ways. They did something bad, they're in there. Our jails are full of people on death row. Look, it costs more to have somebody on damn death row than it does them just to being in there. Yep. Doing their time served or whatever. But when they're sitting there waiting like 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, hey, one motherfucker, he was on death row for like, literally, he was on his deathbed. Mm-hmm. So that's fucking ridiculous. All my tax money is going to keep him alive. You know what? Why are we testing on animals? Perfect specimen right there.
Yeah, because a lot of the animal testing, their metabolism is entirely different than ours.
Exactly. Their metabolism is a lot, well, depending on the species, the breed, and et cetera, et cetera. This is where we get to the veterinarian part. Like, for example, I can give my husky some Benadryl or, allergy medicine. His metabolism is a lot faster, but huskies can control their metabolism. So if you give that to a human and then give that to the dog, you're not going to get the same results.
No, that's
how you metabolize it.
So fat.
I know, because he chooses. See, Huskies are the only breed that can regulate their metabolism. He chooses to be fat and lazy.
Yeah.
He chooses that.
Well, he also gets aggravated whenever I bring food over for y'all to taste and tell me what you think. Because he does. He like scurries right up to me and looks at the plate, looks at me, looks at the plate, goes, that looks really good. Can I taste some? I'm like,
Where's my sample?
you got to ask your mom if you can have some. And then whenever Laura Jane goes, oh, nope, you can't have any right now. You can have some later. He gets so up. I mean, he does. He cusses at me.
He bitches. He backed off.
That's the funniest thing ever. Because
He's watching the damn kid.
Because I did. I made some, back when I made a big batch of pork bellies with I had a new recipe I wanted to try. So I made these pork bellies and took them over there. And he's like, wait a minute, that looks like a big, thick chunk of bacon. You do know I love bacon. And I'm like, yes, I love bacon too. That's why I made this. And he goes, can I have some? And I said, you got to ask your mom. And he looks over, he does. His head swiveled to Laura Jane. He goes, ruff, ruff, ruff. And Laura Jane goes, not right now. I can't I've got to go somewhere. And then he started back talking. He's like, no, I want it now.
I know for some reason Nadine's calling me.
No. All right. Well, thank
shoot.
you for the.
Why can I not hear you now?
Oh, you can't hear us or you can't hear her?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I guess while the phone was ringing, look, I got chicken blood on my hands.
It got quiet.
But yes, we have jail. Here's my part, and I'll let y'all go so I can finish dinner. We got bunches of motherfuckers on death row. We got pedophiles. We got daggone murderers, rapists, all these assholes in jail that we can be testing on. There is no need for animal testing, none whatsoever. Especially the death row ones. They're going to die any damn ways. So what if we give them some kind of like freaking test drug and they die? Okay, whatever.
Yep.
You shouldn't have been bad.
That boy.
Yep.
And then the whole thing, like, they're supposed to be doing something. I also did some more reading. They're the whole abandoning animals or in animal abuse. Like, it don't have to be a catastrophe, whatever. Sorry.
Catastrophe, yeah.
Yes, it don't have to be that. If you just you abusing your animals or abandoning it, how people like to throw them out the door or just tie them up when they're moving and whatever.
Yeah.
Any kind of abuse or abandonment, it's supposed to be a felony.
Mm-hmm.
It's a felony, and it's kind of like when you rape a child or if you're a rapist, you get on this like list.
Yes.
It's supposed to be like that, and I'm all for that, motherfucker. I'm all for that. But can I sit with you for about 5 minutes so I can take care of you? Then you can go to jail.
Well, this list means they can never again own an animal, and that's really good.
Well, and I hope that they make this list widely available. That way, because people who do tend to hoard animals, they will start looking for shifty ways to get them again. And so unless this list is made where the general public, not just animal shelters, but also the general public can see it, if they're going to adopt out their own pet, maybe somebody that's, had a litter of pups or something, they can also cross-reference it too. I think that would be extremely helpful.
Like what is it called? A registry, a listing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what is it? A sex registry? Is that what it's called? Or
yes,
the sex offender registry.
Yes, sex offender registry. They need an animal offender registry, because I know a lot of people who like if they have like a litter of puppies, responsible owners will vet check, have them vetted, and do all this other stuff. But there are some backyard breeders out there that don't give a rat's ass, and they'll just give them or sell them to whoever. And then the ones that you can find online for free. Granted, I've never paid for any of my animals, but people know me. I'm not going to go sit there and use them for bait and all this other stuff, but that's not the same case for everybody. So I kind of totally, I back that up, making sure by law, even if it's a litter of puppies, background check people who are going to get them babies, whether it's puppies, kittens, sugar gliders, horses, whatever the critter is.
Yeah. Because, all right, I'm going to put it this way. God gave us dominion over the earth and the animals. We're supposed to take care of them. That's our responsibility.
Yep. Not abuse them.
Exactly. Yes, we eat the animals, but guess what? So do the other animals eat other animals. That's
well, technically, we're mammals.
Okay, that's the circle of life, boys and girls. We're supposed to be here to take care of this planet, and we're supposed to be here to take care of the animals.
That's my next issue, poaching.
Yes. The whole purpose of conserving and conservation, it's one of those things, all these animal rights activists like PETA, those of you who are from North Carolina know the story that has turned me so against PETA and so many vegetarian and other groups is the fact that PETA used to go to animal shelters and they would be given puppies and kittens. But and they would tell the shelters, yes, we're going to take these and give them to families and everything else. And instead, here in North Carolina, they took them out of the shelter, took them around to the back of the shelter, killed them, and tossed them in the dumpster behind the shelter.
That was was it Union County or Anson County?
I think it was in Anson County. Because I know if it had happened here in Union County, you'd still be sitting in jail.
Yeah.
And because when this happened, I think you were still in high school.
I was either in, I was late in high school because I was going through my animal behavior college courses because I went to high school during the day and I went to college at night and worked in between.
Because the story came out right after I got out of the Navy, and that was in.
I was in I was in high school.
So this story, I was going to college at Central Piedmont Community College when this story came out, and there was several people that I went to school with that had big PETA buttons and stuff on their clothes, and then when this story came out the next day, those buttons disappeared, and when asked about it, they're like, "Ain't gonna have nothing to do with them no more." Because that story really, it was a major story here in North Carolina, and oh God, it's still to this day. You can probably hear it in my voice how upset it makes me. And I'm the type of guy who keeps looking at these pictures of tomahawk steaks and going, "Damn, that looks so good. I want one so bad." The funny thing is, I've looked at Gunner and said, "You better behave or I'm going to turn you into lunch." And he just looks at me and says, he goes, "Yeah, right." And I'm like, "You're big and fat. You'll fill my belly really good." And he goes, "Oh, shit."
One of the damn guys would feed all of us for a while.
Yeah, but like I said,
he's like he's 90, he's over 90 pounds by now.
Yeah.
And the Huskies are only supposed to be like 35 to 55 pounds at most.
Yep. He's
lazy.
No, he just buys his fur big and tall.
No, he's lazy. Because look, before I broke my leg, I would take them out. I got 5 acres of land. Fresca, she's all like, "Yeah, let's go. Gunner, he walks 500 feet and he plops down.
Yeah.
I'm done.
And he does it in the middle of the summer too, when it's like
100 something degrees.
Take a shower. Someone deal with the watch it drive.
But
nothing's on. Take a shower.
but yeah, he's Gunner's a fun dog. I love that little bugger. But anyway, thank you, Laura Jane. So you can get back to cooking dinner.
Yeah, I don't want to burn the chick. I don't want it coming out look like charcoal hockey pucks.
Well, after we added up all of the land, it's now 7 acres, I think.
Give or take, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because Zachary just said, "Can I have some of that land?" And I'm like, "Dude, get here!" And yeah, but anyway,
You gotta make sure you have a plenty of money and get help with the permits and build it up. Build it up.
yeah. All right, I'll see you soon, little sister. Be good.
All right, love you. Bye,
Love you too.
everybody.
Bye.
And as Fox Hills has said, please like, sub, and share the stream. All right. So that was. Anybody want to talk about the animal rights update?
Well,
Anything you guys
I
want to
would
add?
just like to say that, it's really nice to see something like this finally get put into place on a larger scale.
Mhm.
I think it's really going to, hold people more accountable, which everybody needs accountability. And I'm hoping that it helps the people who do have animals think about the preparations needed in case of a catastrophic event.
Yeah.
Just going through something pretty catastrophic a little over a year ago here, there were things that we had talked about, like, what if we have to move the horse? How do we move the horse? Could we walk her here, walk her there? What to do with the cat? So I think that it takes a lot of forethought on people's parts, but sometimes if you have a little bit more pressure on it, it might be a little bit in the forefront of your brain. So, and they're also, I do want to say that if there is a catastrophic event and shelters are open, the government or the people running the shelters, because a lot of times we all know it's not the government,
Mhm.
they will say, if the animals, who takes animals and who don't take animals. So I think that's also a big thing to remember too. And that if you do own an animal, think before it happens. So
See, that's the part that gets me with the whole shelter thing. So many of these shelters won't even let in service dogs, much less your pet. You know, I've got several friends of mine that are disabled that they have a service dog that assists them in being able to live a normal daily life. And
I think that's when documentation too, like for our vets, and our other people that might have, their service dogs for medical reasons, having the proper documentation is super important on the animals, because I think that there are so many people that will slap a service dog animal on their dog just to take them into Publix.
yeah,
And I think that's where things kind of get dicey. So.
Oh yeah, because I know there's one of the people that I've that's in one of my support groups. She has epilepsy, and she has a specially trained service dog that's able to detect whenever she's about to have that the stress levels are building up, and she's going to end up having a epileptic seizure unless she calms down from it. And her getting that dog has saved her life, and it frustrates me to know that if anything was to go wrong and she really needs to have that dog to keep her stress levels down so she doesn't have an epileptic seizure, and if there's a situation like that, she's going to need her dog with her, and it worries me. Anybody else got something to say before we move on to the Nintendo update? All right. All right. The floor is now yours, Wavo. Tell us about our update for Nintendo.
So, some of you may or may not be aware of the ongoing rivalry between Pal World and Pokemon. Pokemon or Nintendo have.
If that's the case, if there are people still out there that does not know that there is a Pal World Nintendo rivalry going on, they need to get out of their bunker they've been hiding in and actually watch the news.
Hey, now that's why I have you guys and Morieva to explain this all to me.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, so a while back, Pokemon announced, Nintendo announced Pokemon Pokepia, which, for lack of a better way of describing it, basically Pal World, but it's essentially more Minecrafty, but it's with Pokemon. So Nintendo has been trying, like they have been practically begging people to pre-order Pokepia. To the extent that they're offering all sorts of things with it. But there's a number of problems with it. First off, it's a game key card. It's a digital download. It is only being released on the Switch 2. Which means there will never be any physical copies of it. But Pal World on the first week of its release, actually no, I think within the first like 8 hours, it got a million early access or a million wish list downloads within the first 8 hours of release. To the point that's for Pal World, that's good. Because overall, within the first week or two of its release, it saw over 2 million downloads. Where Pokepia, according to the information we saw pre-stream, is currently sitting at 900.
Yeah.
That's the type of ratio you do not want.
Yeah. To try to draw more people in, they've started bundling the game key cards with physical merchandise. Like you have a Ditto mug or a Ditto plushie, limited edition Ditto plushie. Or even more recently, an in-game item that you can get, a Ditto rug.
Wow.
That one tickles me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I get that rug.
Yeah.
Now,
the rug is an in-game item. Like it's not an actual physical rug that you can put on in your house. It's an in-game item.
Can I ask a really stupid question?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
All right. Now I'm assuming that this Power game does it come as a physical copy?
No.
It's not. It hasn't been. The full game has not been released yet, but I have no doubt that when it is released, it will.
Okay.
Right now, it's only available on Steam.
Okay. The reason I ask is, I mean, no wonder you've only sold 900 copies of any game. If all you can do is get it on digitally on a system that basically very few people want because they can't afford it.
Yeah. Well, the main thing with the key cards is, this is Nintendo's way of on paper. Their official statement is it's to help curtail piracy and save cost, and some games are too big to fit on cartridges. But we all really know it's to keep keep people from actually being able to own the games.
See, and that's so strange because not strange, but there's such a push lately I'm noticing with wanting to physically own your media.
Yes, because
I'm gonna turn on my camera real quick, and I'm gonna show you guys something. I don't show this to many people. This is my original black label copy of Ape Escape. My original from 1999.
Ooh.
Shiny.
I told Mr. Mouse before stream, I don't show this to many people. But this is the oldest thing I have in this entire house, and this is my most treasured possession. This copy is not playable because time has worn it down. But if it were playable, I'd be playing it. I do have another copy that I do play religiously.
yeah, that's the
You have so many people that are so fed up with the push to, oh, you don't own your games, we do. You simply own the license to have our permission to play them.
And the word,
And then-
excuse me.
and that's
even-
that's another thing about this push. They're doing the same thing with streaming services, to where they're trying to get you not to want to own the DVDs or the Blu-rays of the movies. They want it all streaming so they can wipe out your entire collection with just a push of the button.
Yep, and that's what we're seeing in the gaming industry, because there's been a massive push to put the ownership of the medium into the hands of the game companies, so that we have a generation, like we have a whole generation of consoles right now whose games that in 10 to 20 years, very few, if any, of these games will still exist. Most of them, if not all of them, will be considered lost media.
Yep. Fox says he uses emulators as well.
I use emulators for most of my game footage.
And he also says Nintendo can kiss my ass. I'm an 80s and 90s gamer.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see 80s and 90s, my friend?
All right, let me put you back up on stage there.
Aladdin. It's upside down. Aladdin on Sega Genesis.
I had
Hell
Sega.
yeah.
Oh yeah. What can you say? What can you say?
Casey, like, get it on. Get it
Signed
on.
by the label himself.
Hey, if you don't have to blow in it to make it work, it ain't worth it.
Yep.
Right?
Well,
The whole Nintendo thing. I mean, we've been on the Nintendo. Nintendo used to actually care about its having really good customer service and treating its customers well.
Then Doug Bowser came along.
And yeah, that's just one of those. Are you kidding me, people? What the heck? What the heck?
Yep. And now Nintendo and Disney both are now finally starting to understand what it means to go broke.
Yep.
and you know what?
The only difference in this situation between Disney and Nintendo is Nintendo never went woke. So
Yep.
already, because of that alone, they're already in a better position than Disney.
Casey, what were you
I never
saying,
thought of
babe?
that.
Well, I was just going to say the worst part of all this is that, uh, you know, for a person like me, I can't afford to buy a lot of these systems anyway. So
Exactly.
if I can't get a hold of physical copies of the things that I want to play, then I can't play anything. I haven't played a game in over 15 years. The only game I played in the last 15 years was the one I built for y'all.
Aww.
Casey, I got something. I got something here especially for you.
Okay, hold on. Let me make it big. There you go.
Holy is that what I think that is?
That is Golgo 13 on the NES.
That is. I will admit I was more of a Sega guy, but I know that one.
And this isn't just a reproduction cartridge. This is an actual physical playable cartridge.
You can blow into it
So-
and everything.
Yeah. That's gamer porn.
I mean, I'll tell you what. On the Sega Genesis, I played Alien 3 until the damn cartridge broke. I played that game so many times that there was a spot in the game where it just plain broke. This picture disappeared off the screen. It wouldn't come back no more.
Yeah,
That's what happened
my
with my Command and
favorite.
Conquer. Because I
Yeah,
played
my-
Command and Conquer so much that it died.
My favorite. That's what I did with Ape Escape too. Even the disc games that happens. But my favorite Genesis game was Comic Zone.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Comic Zone.
I love Comic Zone.
Because Comic Zone, it was very unique. I've never seen a
Yep.
game like it before or after.
Sweet. All right, next up
They should make another one.
is going to be talking about Lucasfilms. Kathleen Kennedy is supposedly out, and they're going to replace her with David Filoni,
Oh,
which means instead of Kathleen Kennedy destroying Star Wars, it's going to be Filoni's wife.
well, you know what the worst part of it is? The worst part of it for me is that, she's gone and I'm grateful for it, but they're putting in somebody who isn't much better than she was. I'm sorry. You can say what you want, but, I remember watching that piece of footage a couple of years ago where he's in front of all these people and he's praising all of this stuff that Disney's going along with. And I know people are making excuses about, oh, he had to save his job or whatever, but basically, he did nothing. He did nothing really for the Mandalorian. Nothing.
All right, hold on, guys. Hold on.
Siggy's coming
Really,
in hot.
Siggy? Yeah.
There we go.
You couldn't have waited 5 minutes, Siggy.
Bad Sig
Hot as
Bonuses.
always.
Bad Siggy. Bad Siggy. Bad Siggy. Bad.
But yeah, as for Kennedy leaving at all, I'll believe it when I see it. I believe it's a load of shit.
Yep. It's for me. I mean, I've been hoping that they'll get rid of his butt for a long damn time. Get rid of her butt for a long time. I still remember when Disney bought Lucasfilm, and they acted like they were going to preserve everything that George created, and then we
Yeah.
find
Yeah, I
out.
remember that.
And then we find out that the reason why they decided to change everything was Kathleen Kennedy. She pushed them to get rid of all the legacy Star Wars and go just to Rey and Friends and all the new stuff. Let's just do all the new stuff. Now, most people don't remember this, but Iger talked about one of the reasons why he went on the buying spree was during um, one of the parades, and all of the characters that was in the parade that the people were celebrating the most was the Pixar characters that were for Pixar before Disney bought out Pixar. And he came to the realization that so many of the characters that Disney had were legacy characters that were not as popular as the new stuff that was coming out of Pixar, i.e., the Toy Story stuff, the Incredibles. And so he went on a buying spree, and he made the statement that, well, we've cornered the market on girls' entertainment. Let's get into the boys' market of entertaining little boys. And thus they purchased Star Wars and Marvel, supposedly to get into the boys' market. But as soon as they bought those, what happened?
They chased off all the boys.
Yes. Now, I know this is sounding like we're beating a dead horse and we're just being negative, but actually what we're talking about is how stupid of an idea that was. I mean, they've already got major girl bosses in Marvel and in Star Wars. I mean, for the love of God, the two biggest leaders of the rebellion in Star Wars, old school Star Wars, was Mon Mothma and Princess Leia. Those two women were badasses. And, oh, God, I'm trying not to go off on a rant here.
Well, I mean,
I feel like you already
Rams.
have.
Richard,
Rams.
if I can just say that, I honestly, because of what we know now, I don't think KK had to push all that much. If a guy can come out and tell people in an interview that he actually despised what Disney stood for,
Yep.
he didn't have to push that hard.
Yeah. I mean, Iger, that's why I don't really like calling it the Disney Corporation. I refer to it as the Iger Corporation, because as long as Iger is there, it's not going to get better. Because this is all Iger. Iger actually admitted in his autobiography everything he's done to transform Disney, to remove Walt from it, was all because of his political ambitions. And and if you'll notice, Disney stopped being there to entertain everybody, and they just started focusing on the fringe of a fringe of a fringe of people to throw entertainment out, saying we're going after the modern audience who does not show up for it. And that frustrates me. Now, David Filoni, I enjoyed the Clone Wars. I enjoyed Rebels, and for a while, he was George Lucas's handpicked protege, because George Lucas and Filoni together created the Clone Wars animated series. Unfortunately, after Kathleen Kennedy came in and brought in that big wave of uber feminism into it, which, if they can say that masculinity is toxic, I am going to say this: they brought in toxic coochie energy. Now,
Never heard it quite put that way before.
hey, it's the best way of putting it.
Hey, I
Yeah,
wish I
fair
would.
enough.
I wish I could have put it like that at work today. Instead, I chose other words to describe the same thing.
Yeah.
But like I said, now it's as I said before. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's gone. David Filoni's in. That means David Filoni's wife is going to be the one that's going to screw it all up, because she's the reason why the Night Sisters became completely changed from the Force Witch, the Dathomiri Force Witches, from the expanded universe because they were extremely popular in the expanded universe. So much so that one of the Dathomiri Force Witches was a major player in the expanded universe and was the mother of one of the Skywalker kids, or Solo children. Uh, yeah, Solo. Luke, Leia, and Han's son wanted to marry her, but couldn't marry her. But they still got jiggy with it. Had a daughter, and daughter's being raised by Han and Leia after the death of their son. But it's long and convoluted, but it's really cool.
I know exactly which characters you're talking about because I remember seeing that in the what is it, the Legacy of the Force series?
Yes, and these, and then Kathleen Kennedy throws out the expanded universe, and then a couple of years later, she says, it's hard making stuff for Star Wars. We don't have we don't have novels to pull from. We don't have comic books to pull from. We don't have games to pull
I
from.
have so much material. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah, they have 40 or 50 years of material to work with.
Video
they
games,
threw
comics,
it away.
Christmas special. What more do you need?
Yes, they had video games, they had role-playing games, they had novels, they had comic books, they had a plethora of stuff they could draw from that had already been tested by the fans because the fans liked it. All they had to do was pluck that and put it on the screen. And that's why Jon Favreau, when he created The Mandalorian, it worked because he admitted that they were pulling stuff from the EU. The successes that David Filoni had with making Rebels and making the Clone Wars is because they were going to what worked in the expanded universe and plucking it and putting it on their shows. That's where a lot of the really good stuff from that was in the Clone Wars and in Rebels came from, was the expanded universe, all that good stuff. They like, hey, we're going to take this, we're going to take this. You can't call it plagiarism because they already owned it, and it's one of the reasons why every time Kathleen Kennedy starts talking, all I hear is the like out the episode of South Park when everything sounded like shit. That's what I hear whenever Kathleen Kennedy starts talking.
She's talking out her ass.
Exactly. Now, I am hopeful.
Supposedly, the reason Kathleen Kennedy abandoned the expanded universe is because it was nothing more than quote unquote lavish fan fiction. Well, I'm sorry. I will take that fan fiction over the crap that Kennedy's put out.
Exactly.
Kennedy's stuff is like Kennedy's stuff is like a bad fat fic.
Yeah, I have to agree. Fan fiction is really coming into its own.
It's like this in a nutshell. She got rid of our fan fiction so she could make her own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, guys. The expanded universe, there was good stuff in the expanded universe, and there was bad stuff in the expanded universe. But just to throw it all out was ridiculous. Now, a lot of people don't know this about Galaxy's Edge. Okay, Galaxy's Edge was going to be a whole lot bigger. If you guys know about that big, huge honking parking lot they got down there at Walt Disney World in Orlando, that it's just this big, huge parking lot that's almost never full because it's just so fracking huge. That was supposed to be Star Wars land. and there was a way to get into it because the area that ended up becoming Galaxy's Edge, if I remember right, they said was going to be a Muppets area.
What?
Yeah, there was going to be an area that was going to be dedicated to Jim Henson's Muppets. And
they should have instead. That would have drawn more people.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And the Imagineers had already, because the work that went to Disney buying Star Wars had already been laid a long time ago, because they were actually in talks before Disney bought them out of creating Star Wars Land there at the Disney parks. Now, they miniaturized it to make Galaxy's Edge. The original stuff that they had came up with was all original trilogy and prequel trilogy stuff was going to be in Star Wars Land. Well, Kathleen Kennedy pressured them to throw all of that out and reskin it for the sequel trilogy stuff instead. And like I said, they shrank it into a little small spot instead of its own big land. And which is one of the reasons why the hotel was going to, it could have worked if they had the entire Star Wars Land and a hotel to support it, to where you could do an immersive vacation there.
Yeah, but like dude, it would have to look more like Star Wars than just a bunker.
Yes. And it was, like I said, Kathleen Kennedy's mismanagement of all of it is one of the reasons why Star Wars went from being a money printing machine into something that a lot of people have walked away from. And it's gutting me, man. It's gutting me to say that.
Well,
okay, before he goes, Commodore Productions is saying he's got to go. I hope you had fun. Anytime you want to come on and join the panel, please let us know, and you've got a place.
And speaking of which, I actually have to go as well, but I really appreciate being here, y'all.
Hey, thank you for coming, Mr. Mouse.
Thanks for joining us, man. Great to have you.
Hey, Mr. Mouse, anytime you want to come on, just let Wavo know, and he'll shoot you the link, and you have always got a seat by the fire.
Oh, hell yeah. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, you're always welcome.
Thanks, man. Y'all have a
good one now. I look forward to getting to know more about you.
Oh, really?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Have a good night.
Bye.
You have a blessed one, brother.
Bye.
Easy.
Now, next up is the PlayStation 5 root key getting leaked. Now, this is something.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
I have. Before we started, you had to explain to me what this means. So I have a feeling you'll probably have to explain it to the viewers.
Yeah. So my mouth, as soon as I heard about this, my mouth started watering.
Because this is going to allow modders a chance to mod consoles.
Oh, this goes much deeper than that. So the root key, or the core encryption keys for the PlayStation 5 have been leaked online. Now, this is a big deal. First off, because they cannot just simply go into the coding and change a couple of lines of code to change the key. No, this is a code that is physically embedded into the hardware. In order to change these keys, they would have to forcibly recall every PS5 on the planet.
Which is impossible.
Yep. So this is going to allow people to mod their PS5s. You're going to start seeing jailbroken PS5s go up for auction on eBay. This is going to allow piracy. This is going to allow people to start emulating. This is a big freaking deal.
Which is awesome to me because I'm a PC gamer, and I love the fact you can mod your games on PC. Anything from just changing the look of certain characters to changing the game entirely, like what the Fallout 4 did. There's a mod, Fallout London, that's out there that's a complete rework of the whole game system. That's really good. Uh, Beard of Liberty did that. Remember, he played Fallout London and streamed it, and it was really cool. Um, so, the, being able to mod the PlayStation 5 sounds like it's going to be pretty awesome for those that know how to do it. Is what are the people there for PlayStation going to do? Are they going to just have to let it go? Or are they going to try to change something? Because
there's not really much they can do.
Because I do know that there are some places that if you mod their games, they can kick you off their system. Can they do that with the PlayStation 5? Is it hooked up to its own network, or is it just there?
I can't tell you, but I know if this were Nintendo, you can bet they would be breaking every single console right now.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. That's one of the biggest reasons that they want to switch over from physical media, so that they don't have to worry about that. If they want to, they can just shut it all down.
Yeah.
Yep.
And because they've already done that. Amazon has done that with people's Kindle collections. If they don't like you, they can completely wipe out all of the books you've got on Kindle. Which is one of the reasons why I back up everything I bought on Kindle. I download it onto my computer, so I have it somewhere where they can't mess with it.
Yeah. Fox Hills actually makes a really good point. He says you can also play jailbroken stuff online. This also makes it easier to do undetectable cheats in online gameplay.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons why I know some of the people or companies don't like it whenever you mod their games, especially if it's like an MMORP.
Yeah.
Because I play Fallout 76, which is an MMORP, and they've got all these rules about mods, and as long as your mod isn't game breaking, they don't lose their shit. But it's still one of those things of I ain't taking no chances. Even though there is a couple of mods I'd love to use because they're cosmetic changes.
Yeah, with an MMORPG, I can understand them being finicky with those.
Yes, because
MMORPGs, there's too much of a chance of something unfair happening in online play.
Exactly, which I totally get. Because, in all honesty, the only types of mods I like really in those types of games are the cosmetic changes to a character, and that's about it for me.
It feels like modding it sounds like, as from a non-gamer, it sounds like when you can mod your game, you're almost creating your own version of it.
That's pretty much essentially what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I mean, there's so many really good games that's out there that I've seen people that have modded them up to change them and they're basically just using that engine to make a new game. that they want to play, and
Okay.
it's pretty cool because I play also Fallout 4, and a lot of the mods I use in it are builder mods and cleanup mods to where you can go in and clean up a place and rebuild it as you want to rebuild it. Because I really like building games, and that's what how I play Fallout 4 is I play it as a building game. After I do the whole main quest line, then I just play building settlements and towns and things of this nature because I enjoy that. My son Zachary keeps telling me I need to try to go play Minecraft because that's a building game, and I'm like, I've tried playing it, but the graphics are just so bad I can't handle it. But yeah, I mean, this is both good and bad that somebody leaked the root key.
Honestly, I'm a PlayStation loyalist. I'm a PlayStation loyalist. I have been since the late 90s. But with the way Sony has been going lately, I really don't feel that bad for them.
Yeah. I totally get you, brother.
Richard, maybe you could read a few of the chats. We got a couple people making some comments over in there.
All right. All right, hold on. Oh, here we go. Marcelo, Hell Crazy Horse, Alice of the Hole, Casey Creepy Creations, Wavo, and Richard Spake, Rocket. And then we get Who Cares What They Like from Fox Hills. And then he says, I don't play those to be fair. And then he says, Skyrim is modded to hell and back, which is true. I have heard some about that Skyrim is modded almost as much as my favorite Fallout 4. And then Minecraft is great. It is you like Legos. Yes, I love Legos, man. I used to have a box of Legos that was the size of a United States Army footlocker, and it was full of nothing but Legos. And I have no idea what the hell happened to it. They just disappeared, and I have no idea where they disappeared to. I have a bad feeling my parents gave them away. And then BOTE Chris says you should try Enshrouded. It's a Skyrim-based building game. Oh, okay. I'll see if I can find it.
BOTE Chris, also for those of you unaware, is also the Skull of Calderon's minion.
Oh. All right, people with your switchy of the namey names.
Well, that's mostly because of what happened with YouTube changing the way it is. Because my little nick in the chat used to be American Patriots Pad, and then parentheses it said Richard Spake, and they completely changed it now to where it's what it is now.
All you're seeing is the at.
Yep.
Yeah.
But,
which is dumb. It takes all the personalization away.
Exactly. Next up is we're going to talk about the Hilton Hotels chain network, deciding they're excommunicating all of their former affiliates that are in the state of Minnesota after the Hilton Hotels network there in Minnesota basically told ICE, no, we're not going to honor any of the deals or any of the reservations or anything like that. And the main Hilton hotels basically said, okay, we're done with you. We're cutting you off. You're no longer part of our network.
Damn.
And I'm like, hold on, I need to do this correctly because it is warranted.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Because the Hilton Hotels chain slapped him in the face and said, "You're not part of us no more. Take our
Yep.
names off the buildings. You're done."
Ouch.
Oh God, that is just that chef's kiss. That's perfection. And
It's class. High, unadulterated class.
And Marcelo said, "So Cal Minions unite!"
but like I said, man, it's Skull of Calderon Minions Unite. Yep. I look at this and especially the fraud stuff that's coming out of Minnesota. We've not talked about it yet because Marcelo has commented that he would like to do a deep dive like what we did with the Maduro yoinkening yesterday on just the Minnesota fraud. And the fact that it's not an isolated case. There's no way this can be an isolated case because there's just too much money in it. And he's right. So I don't know when we'll do the deep dive, maybe next week. Because in all honesty, man, it's pretty intense. I mean, the fraud from all the daycare stuff. I was joking about telling Wavo, we're giving up doing this. We're gonna move to Minnesota. You're gonna take this here big can of black shoe polish me up, and we're gonna open up a daycare, and I'm gonna be going, I'm the daycare administrator. We can make a couple of $1 billion, man.
Yeah, actually, I was watching that video you sent me the other day about the whole thing about the daycares in Minnesota.
Yeah, the Leary centers.
That was wild.
Yes,
it is absolutely bananas. You want to hear Atlas on a rant? Ooh.
And
I had a lot of questions.
I have to say this now, even though we will be doing a deep dive on it. These daycare centers were sending ads on Craigslist asking for child actors to show up and stay at these daycare centers for when CPS shows up to investigate them. And yes, Marcelo, as he says in the chat, there's a lot to break down in this fraud case.
I want to break some people. All right.
It's wild, man. I mean, the Salome Republic, its economy is almost non-existent except for the money that these guys are sending back. And it is wild when you look into it. And this is one of those things that Doge was created to find, to sniff out, and to stop. And it's one of the reasons why I wish Doge was still in full-blown operation. And with this, I truly believe every state in the union needs a Doge, a Department of Government Efficiency, to go in and audit everything.
Well, my thing is, so many of us are accountable for things in our daily lives. Like me at work, if I don't hold myself to that highest standard, my patients don't get the best of care. If somewhere along the lines something happens, a tray isn't sterilized right. I need to recognize that and say, hold up, wait a second. pause. Let's fix this. Accountability is real in everyday life. It needs to be real in the greater picture of things.
You guys have to account for every dollar too spent.
Oh yeah, I have to pinch pennies to make sure my patients are getting the best care, but then also the facility's making money and everybody's getting what they need. So this is one of my
Pet peeve.
pet peeves, incoming rants that well, everybody needs to step it up. You know, I step it up in my daily to give my patients the best care, and I think our government needs to step it up to give
Yep.
its citizens what it needs, and to give our poor citizens and our underprivileged citizens and our disabled, our vets, what they need to also live successful, happy, healthy lives.
Which is what it's all meant for.
Exactly. Now,
This
Fox
is a
said-
case.
Fox said in the chat, "I can't go on air and talk about this stuff. Richard wouldn't have a channel." I mean, I'm fighting going on rants right now, and the biggest reason why I'm able to do it right now is the fact that we're going to do, like I said, we will be doing a deep dive into this. And Marcelo had sent me a message after last night saying that he wants us to try to be a little bit more, have a little bit more positive spin on things. A reality-based positive spin, talking about, oh, shoot, Marcelo's got to go in the chat. You be good, brother. We
Give
love
Dad
you.
our love. Feed Papa.
Yep. Give him a hug for us and tell him we love him. And can't wait for hopefully one day to have him come on the panel and talk about what it was like to live in Cuba in the heyday, because that is one of those periods of time that I would love to talk about, because before Castro, Cuba was like, oh my God, to me, it sounded like it was an awesome place to live. And let's see. But anyway, I want this channel to share things that we love more than anything else. I want us to be able to come here, talk about what we love. Yeah, we do talk about the stuff that cheeses us off, because by talking about it, what we're passionate about, it shows why we're passionate about it. It shows why it matters to us. And what happened in Minnesota with Hilton hotels is one of those things that just, it's ridiculous, where you allow someone to put their political ideology ahead of everything else. All it's going to do is destroy your business.
Yep.
Go woke, go broke. That's how it is.
Yep.
And I mean, it's and the person or the people who own all of those Hilton hotels there in Minnesota are now sitting there with their tallywhackers hanging out while people are trying to aim at those tiny little things and shoot them.
Yep.
And it's just one of those. I mean, they better be careful, because Casey's going to show up with his scythe.
I will indeed. You know, I'm in the kind of mood today that I'm ready to barbecue a couple million people. So,
do we need to invoke the helpers? Do you need a couple little minions?
Could you ask Alice if maybe she's got a few that she might be laying around? You know,
I think I got a few I can send your way.
I would be most grateful, darling. And believe me, there will be payment made. There will be reparations for their services.
All right, hold on, guys.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
This time, bad Fox Hills, bad Foxy, bad Foxy.
What did he say?
They said, let's push the damn button. Bad, Fox Hills, bad.
Ay, 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 ay.
Why are you guys so worried about buttons anyway? I'll just go over there, barbecue them, it'll be over with.
Oh God, I love you.
I ain't gonna
guys
lie,
so much.
Casey. I ain't gonna lie, Casey. On Sunday, I almost paid you a visit.
Yeah.
Now, do you mean professionally or personally? Because
Professionally.
what was it? Something you intended to do, or was it something that was done by accident?
Food
I'll-
poisoning.
I'll explain after the stream.
Okay,
Yeah.
please.
I've been in the same boat.
Yes, but has Casey made you wake up in the first thing in the morning and you have all these thoughts just dancing in your head and you just can't sleep anymore? Because that's what
I've
Casey
been
does
there.
to you. Okay.
I've been there.
But yeah, I'm just the fact that all this Minnesota is in that situation right now of, oh shit, we fucked around and we're finding out.
Yep.
I mean, Tim Walz. Tim Walz has said, "I'm stepping away from politics now."
Sometimes you just shouldn't ask for it.
Yes, I think it's hilarious though that his daughter, who was one of his biggest supporters, is actually out there now having to say, "Yeah, this whole thing with the daycare, yeah, this isn't good," and that's the reason why he's not gonna. He stopped running for re-election. Oh God, and I'm like, yeah, buddy, there it goes, there it goes.
Oh man, that's gotta really blow. But I'm glad. I hope somebody does something about that because that's a travesty.
Yes, billions of dollars just gone.
Yeah, I mean, can you think of how many people in this country who honestly need help could be helped with that?
Yeah, and we're amongst them.
Yeah, and the thing is, dude, instead it goes off to some, country where basically before this the main growth industry was sea piracy.
Yes, I mean, they keep trying to take away my Social Security disability. They keep trying to take my VA compensation and pension. You've even said that they've been trying to take away your disability, Casey.
What?
And, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I mean think about it this way, man. Consider this for something. Let's not even talk about disability for a minute. I've been trying to find a job. I mean, I'm 61 years old. I've never had on the books job a day in my life. I've always wanted to get one. I went out for like 30 years and tried to find a job every day. Couldn't find anything. The one time I can get the government to finally help me, they asked me all sorts of questions about my sexual preference, and when I refused to answer them, they said they couldn't help me. I mean, you know how many people like us, Richard, they
Yep.
can get in employment programs to do something? Because I can guarantee you, Richard, you could probably do something if somebody helped you figure out what you wanted to do and helped you to figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, as long as I would actually be able to do a whole lot more if they would give me my pain medicine back.
Well, okay, that's the thing, dude. I mean, they'd have money to go and do the shit if if there were actually some freaking oversight over where the money's going. I can't believe that they let all these people get away with that for so long.
Look at, okay, for me, my physical condition is deteriorating, not just because of all the damage my body took. It's also deteriorating because I hurt so bad I cannot be physically mobile enough to keep my health up. There are
I got
days.
you.
There are days when I hurt so bad I can't get out of bed. I'm lucky to get out of bed to just go to the bathroom. That's how bad I hurt. And considering the fact that they had to literally rebuild my legs and my chest and my shoulder, you would think it's not that hard. I mean, the doctors to this date, when they see the MRIs and the X-rays of my body, they ask the question, "How on earth are you walking? You've got to be in excruciating pain." And I'm like, "Yes, I am in excruciating pain." "Then how are you walking?" "Because I've got to." And then I've got them constantly. Okay, they're only supposed to review your Social Security disability every 10 years. They reviewed my disability twice during the Biden years, and they're asking to review me again. And I got my Social Security disability in 2012. Now, the VA has been trying to take away my C&P since the day I got it. And I mean, throughout the Obama years, see, that first year, I kept getting called up for physicals, and I would go up there for the physical, thinking, "Oh, they're doing this to see just how badly disabled I am, so they can increase my disability." Because I had uh, I had the senator and a my House of Representatives rep that was looking into my disability and trying to help me get my VA disability done up. And so I was going. That's what I thought. Being called up there 3 times in a 2-month period was all about, until the doctor explained to me, no, he was actually supposed to be seeing if they could reduce my disability. And all three, the earlier 2 doctors that they had do it, all said the same thing. No, he actually should be getting more disability than he's getting. So they had to call somebody in from outside the East Coast to come in and look at me to try to take away my disability, because I had already seen all their evaluation doctors that was here in Salisbury. And when the doctor explained to me what was going on, I'm like, I broke down. I started crying. I'm like, "You got to be fucking shitting me." Well, if that's the case, just give me a M1911 and a single 45, and I will relieve you all of the burden of me. If that's how y'all feel about it, just give me a 45 and a single bullet, and I'll fix it all. And the doctor was like, "No, no, we don't want that." "Then why are you trying to take away my disability when it is blatantly obvious I'm supposed to be getting 100% disability and you're not giving it to me?" And it's frustrating, because I know I'm not alone in this situation. I mean, I have seen people get full ride, 100% disability, who can physically and mentally are able to go to work. But people who have physical disabilities who can't do work are constantly getting the shaft.
And then they wonder why we are so frustrated. They wonder why we see the injustice.
And Siggy says, sadly, in Canada, they would have given you the self-termination drugs. Exactly. And it's frustrating to me. It's one of the reasons why I don't believe in socialized health care, because that's what I'm going through with the VA. And up until recently, they wouldn't even fire medical personnel who were committing acts of blatant malpractice or purposefully hurting their patients. When I was relearning how to walk up in the Asheville VA, there was this one nurse there who was purposefully hurting the patients until the patients complained and asked for her not to touch them anymore. So she would just sit there at the desk and play solitaire all night unless she had to go do rounds because there was a new patient that she could purposefully hurt.
Well, and I love the fact that they are looking into that, because the saying here is, once you get on with the VA, you never leave the VA, because they can fire you for now granted, there is a 2-year period in which they can choose to keep you or not keep you, which is very different from a lot of other medical jobs. Like Mission, it was like 90 days. Our facility, it was 90 days. The VA, unfortunately, is 2 years. But with that being said, now that they're looking into it, their days of easy coasting hopefully will be over.
Well, all right. I got into this with another veteran whose wife has really good health insurance. So he actually doesn't go to the VA. He goes to a private doctor. And he was complaining about the fact that they were now they were going to fire 3,500 medical personnel. And he's like, well, he's going to fire them. Trump is going to fire them, and there's nobody to replace them. And I'm like, I would rather them not replace them if it's going to be somebody who's going to hurt us. Because if you're going to a doctor and you need care and compassion and competency, it's better to not have somebody to go to than to go there needing somebody and then having them take pleasure in harming you, or by their incompetence hurt you or kill you. That's what happened was at the Phoenix VA. That incompetence caused the deaths of so many of my brothers and sisters there. And that tears my guts out, because it was the Phoenix VA that saved my life back in 2001 and 2002, when I had to go all the way out there for domestic abuse survivor counseling and therapy. I had to leave Charlotte, North Carolina, and go all the way to Phoenix to get into a group therapy as being a male survivor of domestic abuse. Let that sink in, guys and gals and everything in between. I had to go across country to get help because I was the male victim of domestic abuse.
And hopefully, with the changes we are making in our country, it may be slow, but maybe sooner than later, things will get better. And we can start to right a lot of wrongs that were done to our veterans, our disabled, our true American backbone.
Yep. And Fox says Crazy Horse has only gotten slightly better. Catching that prick in Venezuela is the most impressive thing I've seen. Very much so. That's one of the things I was celebrating, was how they pulled off the impossible. It's one of the reasons why when Crazy and Marcelo contacted me, says, hey, let's do a deep dive special on this. I was all for it, because it was something I was already thinking of doing, because I had gotten into it with somebody that I went to high school with, who couldn't understand why we were I was reposting how the Venezuelan people are celebrating the removal of Maduro. and he was bitching about something entirely different by posting the exact same meme on 5 separate different things I had shared on Facebook of different groups from Venezuela celebrating this guy's removal.
Yep.
And I'm like,
it's still developing.
yes. And I'm sorry I get aggravated with it because I'm ex-military. The linguistics that it took to pull this operation off is massive. And they pulled it off. Hold on, let me see if I can find my notes. All right. 7 of our guys got hurt during this operation. Of those 7, 5 have already been released from hospitals and returned back to duty. That means their injuries were very light. Now, Maduro was being protected by Cuban special operators turned mercenaries. They killed 35 of those sons of bitches. No, 34 of those sons of bitches. Dude was being protected by Cubans, not Venezuelans.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that tell you? Now, yes, Falls Hill says it again. It shouldn't take 20 years and $10 trillion to change a third world country.
Exactly.
Now, this same person was bitching about the seizing of oil tankers. And that's one of the reasons why I during the deep dive, I went into detail about why we were seizing oil tankers, about the judgment that was made against the Venezuelan country as a whole. And the tankers being seized was carrying Venezuelan oil that was owned by the Venezuelan government and was being shipped to shadow ports of sanctioned countries that were not allowed to be getting that oil in the first place. And the fact that it would take 300 some odd oil tankers getting seized to pay off all that judgment that was made against the Venezuelan government for breaking various contracts with American companies when they seized the American property. And like I said yesterday about the ecological disaster that came from this is so massive. I can't understand why people who claim to care about the environment cannot understand what we're talking about, that the oil saturation is so bad there. If you need some oil, all you got to do is take a bucket or a cup and go out into the fields where they're pumping it, push that bucket into the ground and watch as the oil seeps into it, then take that bucket back out of there and then filter it through some cloth to get the dirt out, and then you got the oil you can use.
And that's just crazy.
Because the saturation is so bad. Because the American companies went down there for the Venezuelan government on these contracts and created the infrastructure to safely and environmentally protected to get the oil out of the ground and sell it. And problem was, this was top of the line high-tech infrastructure that needed extremely specialized engineers to maintain it.
Yep.
If you'll look at the amount of oil that was being pumped before the Venezuelan government of Chavez seized it all, they had a massive amount of oil that was being pumped at the time. And then if you'll notice, as time progressed and that infrastructure started falling apart because the people that were supposed to maintain it weren't there to maintain it, it dropped off a cliff like a lead balloon.
Mm.
And it's the environment. the environmental damage is permanent. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. You think the what was it again? The Horizon, the
Deepwater Horizon.
yeah, Deepwater Horizon oil spill was ecological disaster. That's a drop in the bucket to the past 26 years of this saturation of oil going on in Venezuela, and it just like, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I am this is affecting me the same way that it affects me when people hurt children and animals, because it's our responsibility to conserve the environment. Conservation is paramount. You're supposed to take care of it so future generations can enjoy it too. And it's why I don't like socialism and communism. I was going to talk about this yesterday, but we didn't have time to touch on it because it would have been a tangent. Because look at during the Soviet occupation of Poland and the Silesian coal mines, the ecological disaster of the management of the Soviet Union on those coal mines and ore mines there in the Silesian area was so bad that the average lifespan dropped to like the late 30s, early 40s, maybe at the most in the 50s. And the child mortality rate was so high, it's a terrifying number that's higher than the abortion rates amongst African Americans in the United States. And that's high because there was a study that was released by an African American church that said the most dangerous place for a black person or an African American person in the United States was their own mother's womb, because the abortion numbers was so extremely high that you were extremely lucky to be born. And when I saw that back in the day, I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Because I knew in some areas the abortion numbers was like 53 something percent in the big cities of a chance of a child being aborted. And I thought it was just in the big cities, and they said no, that's now the average across the board. In the big cities, it's even higher. And I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. It's like, no, it's really messed up. But that's beside the point. But the ecological disasters that have happened because of what's the word I'm trying to remember? The haphazard safety for them was insane. Everybody knows about Chernobyl, right? Just how messed up that big nuclear meltdown was.
Yeah, I actually had just whispered that to Crazy when you started talking.
Because it all comes from the fact that it happened under a socialist system I mean, the Soviets were taking nuclear rods off of their nuclear submarines and ships and dumping said used nuclear rods into the bay. Just pull it out of the ship, toss it over the side. That's the way that they were doing it. And so many of these idiots who've never lived under socialism think socialism is such an awesome, good thing. While people who've lived through it are sitting there going, you don't know jack. And it's really frustrating. Let's see. Fox Hill says saw a 10-point out there last month. Richard, you mean a 10-point buck?
Yep, I think so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We had one of those walk through my backyard not that long ago.
I really need my freezer full. So if anybody wants to get froggy and a boom boom a bang bang, call a girl.
Hey man, I want that too.
Hey, as long as I get some baby burger, do you mind if they're slightly cooked before you get them?
Charred quite nicely, Casey. Charred quite nicely.
Hey, have you guys ever had deer bacon?
That is one thing I've never done.
I was
Oh,
gonna say
God.
lots of jerky, lots of tenderloin. Oh, I can make a mean tenderloin.
Uh-huh.
Now,
Is it? Please tell me it's fried. Please tell me it's fried Indiana style.
It's good.
I might have to get educated on that one.
Okay, deer bacon. I love deer bacon because it tastes like beef jerky. It's awesome. I've got a friend of mine that used to give me a pound of it every year, and oh god, oh Fox Hills is saying deer season was over January the 1st here in North Carolina. Should I tell him about what it's like living up on the mountain?
Oh, they're nuisance animals. Bang bang.
Yeah, buddy. Oh God, I miss living up there because, hey, big old 10, 15-point buck walk through your backyard, looks at you. Yeah, deer season's over, dumbass. You can't do shit about it. Chunk, chunk. What did you say? Oh shit, I pissed off the wrong redneck.
I think
God,
I got a bear wandering through now. I need to somehow dispose of.
Oh, is it the bad one or the good one? Because there is a bear that's
Not the horse eating bear.
Oh,
I don't know where that one went.
This is our big 500-600 pound boy that likes to run up the tree.
I don't know if that might be a different one. It's hard to say. But he's too close for comfort after what happened last year. So
Okay, Alice. These are breaded tenderloins like we find them in Indiana.
So it's like a schnitzel. I could totally do that.
That's
okay.
Indiana pork tenderloins. These get the real ones get massive.
Okay.
I don't know what that is or where that came from, but they get big enough. In some places, you have to put them in pizza boxes.
Yikes!
That looks so good.
All right, I'm gonna have to Google and practice.
Because I mean, we're getting into a food talk. Oh man!
All I can say else is, if I personally cook this for you, you gotta give me some. You gotta make me a Bambi burger when I get there.
I will make you the best Bambi burger you've ever had, Case.
Okay, no problem. I'll hold you to that.
Well, and also there is this awesome smoked cheddar cheese you've got to try.
Oh God, cheese! Yes.
And I'll make you my homemade mozzarella.
Ooh.
Now,
I may be like camping at your yard or something.
Now, one of the things, I mean, food.
I'll tell you,
is one of those. I've actually had a couple of people ask me if I'm ever going to do a cooking show where I basically describe how to cook a meal or something. I don't know. I might tell you guys a couple of recipes, but I don't know if we'll ever do a cooking show. Oh, Casey, Fox Hills has got a message for you. Casey will just stay if you ever get him here to North Carolina.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to leave.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you.
We have too many of his people within like an hour and a half, 2 hours from him.
I'll tell you right now, Alice.
If we include Tony.
I'll tell you right now, Alice. if you start making breaded tenderloins, you're never getting rid of me. I will move in with you.
Hey, I actually shared a recipe with Alice about taking Doritos and you crush them up really nice and fine with taco seasonings and make the breading for chicken.
Ooh.
You know, I heard something about that.
It's it tastes really good. And oh yeah. Boy,
Well, just think of it this way, guys. If I'm never in your neighborhood, you get a campfire every night.
yep.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I know I say this a lot, but to me, you guys are my family.
And that is
And
something we need to do.
Mhm.
We
chicken
still have all
fried.
that lean wood we need to burn.
All right.
Oh, I was
Park Hill
Chicken
has a-
fried. Oh, chicken fried deer. Now you're talking.
Now, does it come with white gravy, or what does it come with? I like that.
Well, I could totally do a white pepper gravy, Casey, if that's what you're digging.
Oh,
Oh,
now,
Alice-
man, you're
Alice,
making me
Alice,
wish.
You have a Reaper on retainer for 20 afterlives, and you can pull that up.
Hey, now
You're making me wish my stomach wasn't messed up. You're
No,
making me wish.
you gotta
You're
heal
making me wish my
first.
intestines wasn't messed up. Oh, I'm hungry now.
now white
Sorry,
pepper,
Morello. Sorry, buddy.
white pepper gravy is so good that I don't care that my blood sugar is going to go through the roof by me eating it and mashed potatoes. I don't care. It's that good. It's worth it. I'll just take extra insulin because it is so good. And oh man, I've got some ground sausage and pork and ground beef that I was thinking of either making some traditional traditional hamburgers with it, where I mix it together and make the patties to make the burgers, but I don't have any bread to do it. Or I was thinking about taking the ground sausage and pork and making sausage gravy because I do have milk to do it, and a couple other little things to add to it. I just don't have any biscuits.
Yes.
If it had been a couple of years ago, I had a lady down here who could make chicken fried gator meat.
Oh, I'm a gator tail girl.
Oh, yeah.
100% of the way.
Sadly, she passed away. She passed away a couple of months ago. So
Do you know how much it is to get gator tail shipped up here? I'm better off
I know
driving to you.
I know it's expensive to get it here.
What do you think one of the things Everglades seasoning was made for?
Oh god.
The only good crocodile or alligator is on my plate, or their skin on my boots.
No
But that's
comment
how
to
that. That's how I feel about snakes too. So
that's how I feel about politicians.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what he just said. That's how he feels about snakes.
okay, before we head out, a friend of mine sent me one of Donald Trump's messages that just looks too good that I need to share. I'm going to read it to you guys right now. I have been informed by the Department of War that defense contractor Raytheon has been the least responsive to the needs of the Department of War, the slowest in increasing their volume, and the most aggressive spending on their shareholders rather than the needs and demands of the United States military. Raytheon seems to think this is the Biden administration and this is business as usual. And then in capital letters, it's not. Exclamation point. Either Raytheon steps up and starts investing in more upfront investments like plants and equipment, or they will no longer be doing business with Department of War. Also, if Raytheon wants further business with the United States government, under no circumstances will they be allowed to do any additional stock buybacks where they have spent tens of billions of dollars until they are able to get their act together. Our country comes first, capital all capitals. And they're going to have to learn that, comma, the hard way. President Donald
That's a
J.
hard
Trump.
lesson. That's a hard lesson that a lot of people have to learn.
Yep. And that right there is telling me he's that's what I would do if I was president and I was getting fed up with government contractors. That's how I would have put it. Look, this ain't how we're playing games no more. This ain't a game. This is business. You gotta do your job, you gotta do it right, or you're out of here. And I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. But anywho, I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming. Let's hawk our stuff. We'll start with Casey's Creepy Creations. Tell everybody where they can find you, brother.
Well, my friends, I have to say once again that I'm extremely honored and have been privileged to be here with all of you fine folks. If any of you out there in YouTube land want to find me, you can find me courtesy of Casey's Creepy Creations on YouTube. There you will find the very best that can be found in modern short horror. And I don't know exactly with some of the things I found today what the next phase of that will be, but I'll be around.
Oh, yeah. All right. Next up is Crazy Horse.
Well, I guess like I said last night, we're working on a few things on the channel, trying to build it. You know, I'm still low on subs, but we hope to have a few things coming very soon. And you can find me by just, I guess, searching Crazy Horse 1985 in the YouTube chat. Because if you just put in Crazy Horse, you're going to find all kinds of other stuff.
True. All right, Wavo, you're up.
All right. Well, by now, most of y'all already know where to find me. But Total Waravo 01 in the if you want to look for me on YouTube. My latest video on my latest review, which is a review of The Grinch for PlayStation, dropped yesterday. So go check that out. It's a rare opportunity to see me do an entire 10-minute video in nothing but rhyme. And starting next week, I've got a series starting that has nothing to do with video games. Starting next week, in between video game reviews, and this is totally not a cop-out to buy myself time in my increasingly busy schedule to work on said reviews, but I am going to start doing the very thing that I originally created this channel to do. Tell my story.
Oh.
So the plot for the very first season, which will come into play around episode 4 or 5, comes courtesy of Stark of Iron himself via a in-joke that me and him have. So keep your eyes open for that.
All right. Where did I put you? Here we go. Here we got it back up. All right. As I usually end our fireside chats, I tell you one of the reasons why I created this channel was to share what I love, to have my friends come in, sit around the fire, and have a chat about the things that we care about, the things that matter to us, what we love. so people can understand why we're passionate about it. I also want us to be a positive change in the world because that's the only way we're going to change this world is by going out there and doing the good things that we see that needs to be done. I have said this before and I'll say it again. We are the hands of God to make positive changes in the world. Or we could be the hands of Lucifer Morningstar and be the hands that are doing the evil in the world. I prefer us doing good deeds and being a positive change. I want us to lead by example, to inspire others to do the right thing and do the good thing, be a positive influence in the world, and make the world a better place. And one of the easiest ways we can do this is by sharing the things that we love with others, be it pop culture, be it TV shows, movies, books, our faith. So I ask you guys, share what you love. Show our humanity. Let people see we're just like them, that we matter just as much as they do, and that we care about them and we love them. We don't want them doing stupid stuff, even if we disagree with it. We're going to let them do it still. We just don't want them to hurt us while they're doing it. We don't want them forcing us to change our lives to be more like them. We want everybody to be able to live their lives as they see fit, as long as it's not hurting nobody else, that they're not hurting animals, they're not taking advantage of children. Be yourself. Be a positive change in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Let us go out there and be a positive change. Let's share the things we love. Because, in all honesty, this world needs a lot more love in it.
It does.
Well, know that you're not alone and you are most definitely loved, most especially